I'm Chad Rempel of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, and I'm Canada West created. You have a whole bunch of classes, nobody's babysitting you through any of it. You still have to perform on the field, you got practice every day, you got family coming in to watch games, so time management was the biggest thing for me. You know, week in, week out, it was a battle, and especially when I played, it wasn't always like that in other conferences. I think it's gotten a lot better in recent years, but Canada West has always been, you know, the conference where if you could just make it out of there, you knew that you had a good chance to get to the Vanier because you're going to be one of the stronger teams and battle tested. Early on, I came in as a quarterback, and BT did pull me in his office after camp and said, you know, I think you should switch to receiver. You'd have a good chance to go to the CFL. And at that time, I was just like, no way. But we had a couple of receivers move on. Jason Crum played for BC Lions for a bunch of years. Jason Sulls was in camp with the Riders. So I had a bunch of mentors there that kind of showed me what it took to get there. And you know, from there, just as my career progressed, it was something that I was very interested in. I mean, he's one of the greatest coaches any sport of all time. So I was lucky enough to be part of that, and he, you know, helped me a lot grow because I came in as a very immature athlete who had a lot of success, and he helped me kind of take my game to a different level. And you know, I've taken that past my Canada West time and into the CFL. And trying to help younger guys from what I learned from him. You know, it was pretty humbling. I've been hurt a lot as a receiver. Things weren't really going my way, but this is one of the things that I feel like BT always tapped me on the shoulder and say, listen, you know what, you gotta do more. I didn't play special teams in university, and I didn't have any interest as well. And at that point, I had to take a larger interest in special teams when I moved to the CFL, and then to further transition into long snapper, I'd teach myself something new that I'd never done before, and it was more of a survival, and just I didn't want it to end yet. I still wanted to play, I still love the game, and I wanted to extend my career, so it's turned out to be a good transition. First touchdown, for sure that's one of them. Most importantly, I mean, the Grey Cup in 2012 in Toronto, that was special. I mean, that's as good as it can get. Hopefully we're going to top that this year with Winnipeg. So I'm going to reserve one of those moments for the special season with this team we have in Winnipeg. I guess, you know, if I could let anyone know anything or help anyone with anything, it's just that they should never give up. They may have to adapt. It may not always work out the way you want it to, but if you really want to do something, you could succeed. And that's kind of how my career went, as I was told I was no longer going to be allowed to play and had to reinvent myself. And you know, I wasn't going to be denied, and just sort of the will to succeed. See tomorrow's CFL players today by watching the Road to the Hardy Cup on Canada West TV.